Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jonathan Cohn, and today I have my book review of the book Alex the Great by Rebecca Linam. This is a middle grade book about a girl in going into 5th grade who really does not fit in with the rest of her classmates. And while they all are, the other girls in her class care about, cheerleading and care about boys and things like that, Alex just wants to care about animals and go home and hang out with her pets. And she doesn't care about school. And so she really has this sense of just not fitting in at school, which is a very much a middle grade trope. And there's this boy named Josh Pruitt who has kind of an interest in Alex, and he spends the book trying to become her friend, if not maybe something more. And I picked this book up because it's actually written by Rebecca Linam, who was my high school German teacher for a year. What happened was recently I reconnected with Miss Linam, and I realized I had a copy of this that my parents had bought me years ago, back when she wrote this, and so I was like, you know what, we have the copy, let me go ahead and go get it and read it. And so I went and found it, and I was like, I can read this. It's a nice, quick read. And I read it, and it was delightful. It was absolutely delightful to read. I'm very happy. I enjoyed it so much. And the great thing is, I think that there's a lot of different audiences that this book will work for. Part of my story is that I taught 5th and 6th grade for 2 years. Right, and as I'm recording this video, I am a high school teacher. But for the last 2 years before this, I taught 5th and 6th grade. And so I saw the way 5th and 6th graders talk, the way they act, the way the ones that don't fit in, the way that they feel. I understood that, and so I think that this book gets some things really accurately. I think that it really understands the plight of those types of kids, and it really provides great empathy for them. And the main character of Alex has a little bit of a darker turn than you might expect, because her older brother had died a couple years earlier, and so she's still dealing with the trauma of an older brother who's died. And so it actually just has some really great themes, some really great ideas, and also just some sweet characters. The character of Alex is just such a sweet character to follow. The character of Josh is such a sweet character, and you just want them to become friends, and you just want them to not be alone because they both feel like they need a friend at the time. And I just thought the book was just so delightful. I particularly love the character of Josh. I was just like, yeah, that's you. I am very happy with you, Josh. Good job being a good friend to Alex. And there's some things in here particularly with the pep rallies that I'm like, that's a little bit extreme. Might not happen in real life, but it's still just a delightful, fun read that I think there's 3 audiences that I think that will really work for this book. First, if you have a child who is in this age group, maybe like 4th grade to 7th grade, somewhere around there, who just isn't feeling like they're connecting with their class, they're just feeling kind of alone, I think this book would work really well for them. Or if their child just doesn't care about school, that same concept. So that's the first audience. The second audience would be teachers. I, as a 5th grade teacher, really was able to empathize with this, and it made me think, how would I handle these situations differently than the teachers in this book? Because I think the teachers in this book really mess up a lot of situations. But then a few times I was like, you know what, I probably would have done the same thing, and that's not a good thing. So I think that teachers will really understand this. And again, it's a really quick read. It took me like an hour and a half to read. So it's not even that. It was almost an hour to read, basically. And so it's not, a huge commitment of your time. And then the other audience, the third audience, would be parents, because I think there's a lot that parents will get, because, some parents just don't always connect with their kids and understand everything that's happening with their kids. And I think this type of a book will really, if you're a parent who's going to have, middle grade children eventually, this type of book will really help you kind of gain inside their minds and really help you empathize with them. In a few ways, this book was a little bit tropey and a little bit even cliche at times, but it works because the character work is just so sweet and you just really connect with them. Despite how short the book is, I really felt like I understood the characters characters and connected with them and empathized with them. It has enough, story happening to keep it flowing. It, it reads pretty quick. Each chapter's, pretty short. But at the same time, you get that story mixed with character really well. There are also a few times where the dialogue, particularly at the beginning, felt a little bit flat at times, so a little bit exposition-y, where the characters, the first chapter I think is the weakest in the book, but the book really does, I think, land when you've finished it. And it's not, as I said, it's a really short time commitment, but I think it's really worth it. So I really enjoyed reading Alex the Great. I'm so glad it was such a good experience. And I'm actually looking forward to being able to talk with Miss Linam about it eventually. I haven't talked to her in a while. But if you've read Alex the Great, or you've read other middle grade stories like this, let me know what you would recommend for parents, teachers, or kids. And until next time, I'm Jonathan, and thank you for watching.